Mhm. ¿Dónde? ¿Dónde? ¿Mm? Is this it? Oh, right. That's how I test. Uh, all right. Something new. Something I've done similar work before, but this is going to be something new for the stream that I will be doing. Let's see where it brings us. I'm going to do my customary introductory shill section in a moment. Of course, I'm going to be shoving art in your face because this is what I'm here for, to remind you that there are higher things to admire than just chasing that Ouroboros consumeristic tale of yourself and never satisfying that void of want. Uh, yes, done with the guru crap. And I'm just going to hop out of this chair for a moment and bring the phone to the hubby. And I will be right back. And we'll do something dark. I don't know. Trying out personas, I guess. All right. Give me a moment. I'll be right back. All right. iMac. What's happening here? All right. So, before we dive into the darkness of my soul, and your soul, because you project everything I do, and I project everything you do, and it is an integrated, interconnected um, mishmash of emotional energy. Buzzwords, buzzwords. All right, woman, show us something we haven't seen before. And I will show you things you've never seen before, but you've seen it every time on the show. How does that sound? Let me move this box closer. Is the unboxing of the boxing. What is she talking about? Anyways, all right. First and foremost, wait a second. Drum roll. You've already seen it, but you have to see it again. We have a wonderful collection of white bread art. White bread is combination, a cumulative effort of my husband's unlimited imagination and his wifey's secondary coloring, secondary art form coloring. 4 tomes. Soon I will be working on the 5th one, and I still have an entire folder of art I've forgotten to color. So we're going to be looking through a lot of oldies. Anyways, here's a full collection for now. Actually, if you want to see the full collection of the published books that we've done, let's see if my mitts are powerful enough to show this. Anyways, here you go. Let's arrange it prettily. Crazy. My left arm is getting a workout. Anyways, this is the full collection of the published art done by my husband and moi. We got volume one, two, three, four. Wonderful coffee table editions, huge books, premium quality, and it is not I telling you that they're premium quality. That is what Amazon promises. Premium paper, ink. Actually, I think it's just basic, standard copy printer paper that this is printed on. But these are, as you can hear, dense volumes, hardcover, 32, exorbitant amount of money. But it's art, and it is the beggar on the side of the street that needs some sort of donation. Trying to sound poetic, missing the mark, but so yes, Amazon is promising us a premium quality of the product, and so far so good. They are delivering it. Um, each tome contains 150 pages, out of which only 2 are non-art, and they're still done in an artistic manner. But the 148 are just plain drawings. They're not plain, but no text, no explanation, no telling you how to um, consume the art, how to see it, how to interpret it. None of that. It's just you, the viewer, the consumer, and the art, and you get to savor it the way you want to savor it. Ooh, beautiful books, beautiful covers. Yes, I am praising myself. Beautiful back covers. As you can see, each book has non repetitive, non repeatable, unique drawings. Some of them have a variation of the same drawing but different coloring. And I guess you could say that's kind of like working off, but I think there's only like one or two reworked ones. So here's volume two, available in the carousel. I think there's actually only volume four, but you can find them all by typing in Collection of Drawings Volume 1 by White Bread. And great, even just great decor for your living room. Coffee table, they look great on the shelf, on the coffee table, and whenever you're feeling lonely, confused, bored, abandoned by your friends, bereft of meaning in your life, you can pick up one of these. They're colorful, they're cheerful, they're confusing. They can tell you a lot about you. There are puzzles in here, not just randomly arranged objects. Everything has meaning in all of this. It has stereotypes, some archetypes, obviously a dope head archetype. If you consider that, I guess it's a stereotype. Anyways, gambling, anything you want, uh, arrows pointing upwards and spirits leaving body. A lot of substance, a lot of information in general, a lot of color to digest and think about it, and hopefully, hopefully is actually grammatically incorrect. Or is it in that context? Anyways, I'm a linguist, I should know, and I am shooting blanks here today. All right, so also we have a trilogy of really fun, also confusing, something that psychologists with open minds would find interesting. Kind of like a walk into an excursion into a highly imaginative mind that is also embraces its darker side. So here, these books are interesting in the way that here is actually you have text you're gonna have to read, and you get to see the raw black and white. My husband doesn't use any pencil. He just picks up the ink and draws on paper whatever comes out. So it's kind of like, I don't want to use words like channeling or maybe we can say it's auto drawing, or it's just non-censoring, non-censorship, and non-premeditating. So whatever comes out comes out. Actually, this was me posing on the. Well, I was actually sleeping. But anyways, but things like these are not premeditated. It just came out the way it came out. And the beauty of this is that you also get a poetic Zen koan social commentary, like little, either a story, an anecdote, a puzzle, a riddle, sometimes a Rorschach test. And this one says, let's see, and a lot of it might seem confusing at first glance, but the longer you dwell on it mentally, the more it will start revealing more sense. All right, how foreign is your moment? How fragile is your casual? How tall is your gall? You've got the bitterness to foment us all, unless, of course, you are the source of the pale, who've been ailed without force. All right, sounds like non-coherent nonsense, but really, if I were to sit down and think about it, I'm sure I would come up with a lot of interpretations, and that in turn would train my skill of letting my imagination go. So a lot of benefit to it if you know how to use it. Uh, Here's another one. That's the dog, and like I said again, there's no pencil. But this was from nature or whatever. She was sleeping like that, and my husband just captured the moment in ink. Um, just a lot of these um, more abstract because they are not interpreted by my coloring. Save the good wine for your enemies. Seems like a pretty obvious one, but not all of us think about it that way. All right, so there's these three books here: Anti-Embarrassing, Anti-Illusion, and Philosophy, that you also can find on Amazon. Great toilet book, as my husband likes to call these, and I think he's right. All right, and on this note, I think we're ready to dive into this new project that all right, let me just make sure everything is working. So I've had a commission to create something different, not necessarily abstract, but it could be for a underground, I guess, dark artist. Actually, I don't know. She, the person is mysterious, and they've asked me to create an album cover on the subject of the upcoming Labor Day. That's tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, and how it's has a slavery overtone to it, like the way we are exploited through our labor that is not going. It's not for our own benefit, but benefits outside entities, something like that. Trying to sound profound. And the name of the song also has something to do with that. It goes like, wait, let me just find that email. And the name of the song is Surreptitious Slavery of Souls. So yes. So all I know is that it has to be dark, dealing with the demonic side of this reality, and also enslavement of the soul, something of that. So I started. I see. I have not particularly used to working with things like these. And we're gonna try to experiment here some and see if I understand things correctly. So what I'm gonna do now, I've already found these are still working images. I'm not sure exactly yet what it's gonna turn out to be. All right, let's reset the brush and close it. I pretty much need just the average brush in, could be black, that's all right. So what I'm gonna do now here is, this is Moloch and Moloch. Um, there exist different interpretations of this, and I'm just gonna contour um, around him and see if I can take out the background. This is going to be experimental for me just as much as it's going to be experimental for you. Um, we're going to try to take these images and turn them into some sort of dark art and see if it can communicate the premise of the title and the intention of the author. See what we can do here. I'm being somewhat sloppy because this isn't that particularly important, but maybe it will be. For now, I can't see the importance in it in being precise because I'm still experimenting. I'm still thinking about it. I just figured I'll do this live because, well, it's kind of like a new challenge for me. And maybe it will be interesting for you too to see the process, although people are not really interested in anything these days, especially creative process, or they're just mostly interested in the result and not even. They just today I found out that there's this rather popular um, online phenomenon that people seem to enjoy called, oh, what the hell is it? Monkbang? Mukbang? I don't know. Anyways, people watching other people eat food and stuff themselves and everything. And so, um, yeah, just enjoying the process of watching someone else satisfy their need, lust for food. And I don't know, it makes me think of Dante's Hell. One of the circles of hell was the gluttons and enjoyment of food and turning it into an idol of its own that is being worshipped. I think it's sick. I always found eating food or just the need to sustain oneself a little bit. I don't want to say. I don't want to say tyrannical, but it does feel like it's a little bit imposed on us. I mean, eating food and getting food and sustaining yourself on a daily basis is somewhat of a handicap, isn't it? I mean, like, there's always this time out of the day that you could have been doing something else that you need to take out and prepare food, eat food, go out, buy food. And a lot of people, and that's why I think also it's interesting, but the very notion of fast food have caught on so successfully is because people are lazy and people do feel um, um, what's the word I'm looking here for? That there's this obligation to go search for food, get food, prepare food, and most of the people are lazy. They don't want to cook. So, oh, fast food, something that you can get instantly, instant gratification. That notion resonated with majority of lazy people, and we have fast food chains now, where the food isn't even really food, but it's just some sort of um, artificially created brand name or product parading as food. All right. Let's see. So for now, since I'm still thinking about what I'm doing here, I have contoured the thing, the beast, and let's see if I can isolate it now. And I don't really need the background, at least for now. I don't think so. I could get rid of it and see where it brings me. And since this is all still in the experimentation phase, and I don't even know why I've chosen Moloch. I was trying to think of since all right, well, Labor Day and the need to work, and also, and I'm not one of those lazy people that are like, oh, I wish I didn't have to work. I don't mind work that I enjoy, and there's not a lot of work out there that's like that. And I'm not opposed at all to physical labor, and I work out a lot. So I'm not one of those like lazy people that, oh, I wish I lived in a world where things just magically pop out of nowhere and any desire of mine can be instantly satisfied. I'm not really looking for that because I don't really see much growth in that kind of lifestyle. All I see is just content that leads to boredom, and then that boredom logically will lead you to um, destruction, like seeking out action, and you're gonna want to take that to an extreme. You'll be satiated with it quickly and would be looking for, as in Russian we like to say, sharp sensations, spicy sensations, like something that will wake up that content, lethargic, um, almost as if you've been cast a spell on um, feeling. And it also leads to depression. Like people that don't do work that they enjoy and that brings some sort of meaning to their life and life of others, perhaps, or just provides at least some sort of quality entertainment. Uh, these kinds of people tend to fall into the category of easily susceptible to depression people, and depression leads to all sorts of self-destructive um, displays of behavior, and then you seek out help, you get put on pills, you feel even worse, but you are convinced that the pills are helping you, and so you live in this um, lie that is forced upon you through others. And all you have to do really is find meaningful work for yourself. I'm sounding like a lot of these like obvious gurus or anything. I don't really, I'm not really here to tell you anything. Basically, I'm just entertaining myself because that seems to be something I like to do whenever I draw. I usually listen to things. Now I'm in the middle of listening to a poem, not at this moment, but while I'm doing my art. But when I'm online, I don't know, because I guess I kind of have the role to play. of providing some sort of entertainment, but since I do not want to appease audience necessarily, um, I do at the same time want to keep myself entertained. That's why I talk and often get asked the question who I'm talking to. So here's an answer. I'm talking to myself, the most interesting person in the room. Um, but obviously, I have a sense of humor about it, and I'm not letting it go to my head like many other people do. All right, so doing some basic cleanup here. Still thinking about it. All of this is just to distract you. I'm stretching out time. Oh, where's my creativity? Where's my creativity? Um, it's not even a matter of creativity. Here I go with excuses, but really, I'm just still thinking about what I've been asked to do and how to bring it all together and have it make sense. Um, as an artist, especially if you commission something, you really want to. It's easier when you do stuff for yourself, but when someone's paying you to visualize their ideas, you really kind of want to be careful and take a lot of things into consideration and not miss the mark um, as much as possible. All right. And I don't really need this text, and I will still be working on the image um, since this is just somewhat of a, I don't want to say, just an idea. And I'm trying to do the typical, working a slave job to benefit some other entity thing. And since I don't really know much about gods of prosperity or money making, or I know they're out there, and I know people worship whatever. I mean, people worship in general such strange things out there, and bringing those thought forms to life. Actually, a thought form is already a thought that's been brought to life through energy. But anyways, so I know Mamona, right, is a god of wealth, or Mammon. Um, I know also some minimal information about some Masonic rituals in order to attract wealth, prosperity, gold, and they involve human heads with like a golden plate melted onto their tongue, and the head is dead, obviously. And maybe that's a good premise for this. And then the golden plate contains a spell or a mantra of some sort that attracts this dark energy that is supposed to give you all you want. So I guess through some sort of sacrifice. I don't know. It's all um, mysterious to me. So I tried to do a quick search on. Actually, I didn't try to do a quick search on the golden head, or head with a golden plate on its tongue, which is kind of interesting. Oh, and I think you also boil the head in a pot of boiling oil or something like that. I don't remember. I was still like pretty young when I read that. It's just like still in my tweens, and my dad gave me this book on some. I guess it's a pretty approved by the mainstream, maybe if you want to call it that way. Mason book, approved by the Masons, in which they mockingly let you in on their superficial secrets. But anyways, so that was that. And actually, as I speak it, now that I had that memory, I wonder if that would be a good kind of like storyline for the graphic and for the album cover. But how the hell would you search for something like that? And it might have a name of its own that I'm not sure what that is. Doing a slightly choppy, but that's fine because I will be altering the image anyways and blending it, and so it's not that important to be accurate. And like I said, this is still a work in progress, and I'm still not quite sure. I just looked at other mm, album cover ideas on the channel, and they're all include scary monster like uh, demons, I guess. So that's that. I don't even know if I need the platform. But let me just quickly, well, let me clean it up till the end already. It's a lot easier when you're working for yourself, when you're creating something for yourself, then you know you're not trying to satisfy a third party. You kind of have that freedom to spread your artistic wings. Um, but that's rarely the case unless indicated so by the person that's commissioning you, that you can go nuts. Yeah, but when you're trying to consider other people's, um, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not even sure if I need this platform. Yeah, other people's requests, preferences. That was the word. Then it becomes a bit of a guessing game of trying to figure out something that you hope they will approve of at least. All right. So, but before I go into that, well, let me see. Um, since I will be, this is not at all what I was trying to do. Um, not necessarily this. But I do want to make it darker and mysterious. This is not bad. Soft light, darker color. Let's see that soft light again. That wasn't bad. And there's another one that was interesting here. Average, was it? Let me see. You see, I like that cold blue coming through. Let's try. This one's kind of cool too, but let's keep it here for now. And by the way, don't forget to always save all your projects. But now that I gave myself an idea, Marissa Allen 3 minutes ago. Hey, can you use something social special? Can you use something special? Can I do something special? Well, it depends. If you're trying to advertise something, I won't do it. If you want me to do a magic trick, that's special, but I can't do that either. Depends on what you mean by special. I'm not a clown for hire. I do what I do, and if people are decent, I do things for them. All right, but since while I'm still thinking about, let me see. Um, how do you even search for something like that? Yeah, see a lot of. Why is there a golden retriever coming up? Because I looked up golden. Let's try. Deadhead, and yeah, of course, you come up with fans of that band. How's that called? Oh, what the hell's the name of that band? Yeah, tells you how much I care. Grateful Dead. Yeah. Ugh. Man, some of the sleepiest concerts I've ever been to is never been to Grateful Dead, but I've been to tributes and just jam bands. And if you want to go to sleep, I don't know. Some people dig it, I guess. I guess I'm just not one of those people. Um, yeah, maybe this is too much of a gruesome energy or imagery to do online. So we'll just keep with Moloch. So I wasn't sure. So this guy, I'm not even sure about the mythology of this guy over here. I know from what I've read in Jewish mythology, children or babies were sacrificed to this being. Um, and I tried to look up like what for, like what's the promise? Like, don't you usually sacrifice something in order to get something in return or not to be harassed? I wasn't quite sure exactly why there were sacrifices made to this guy. Um, well, let's see what else we got here. So we have this like, and the point of it was that it was meant to be this being, this idol made to look like that, and babies were put in its hands, and it was set on fire, and babies would melt on on his hands, and that was the sacrifice. Pretty gruesome, pretty cruel and deviant, right? I mean, I don't know how much of it was true. Certainly, there were a lot of cultures that did these kinds of things, sacrifices and everything, and that took place, and I'm sure it still takes place, even in modern societies. All right, so I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna contour it, and there's several techniques to erase backgrounds, and a lot of people use those. Oh, they're called. See, it shows you how much I use them. It's like a special cropping tool. Um, it's like a pen tool or one of those, and then they cut it out. Um, There's certainly you can do it that way. What I'm doing is similar to that, but I just contour the object, the subject that I want to cut out, and then I just use the bucket and take away the flood erase or whatever it's called in Affinity Photo and erase the background like that. And you can argue that it's an inefficient way to do it. I can argue that your way with a crop pen is pretty much exactly what I'm doing. I'm just contouring and you're contouring with the pen and cutting out the things. So it's about the same. And maybe you can argue your way is cleaner, and that's fine. I just do what I feel like doing, and um, doing this contour outline suits my personality more. I don't know. So we're gonna do that here. It's all experimental to me as well. Laura T, 3 minutes ago. What is this a picture of? I'm working for a dark. Well, I'm not working for. That was just a commission. I was commissioned to create a dark music album cover with demons and worship of money. So we got a picture of Moloch here, and we got a picture of a praying skeleton for now. But I'm still working on it. So I'm just cutting these out or isolating them, and then I'm going to be altering them and try to merge them and try to tell a story. So I guess praying skeleton um, shows depicts a human praying for most of the time humans that pray, they pray for their own materialistic gain. um, Less often they pray for somebody else's well-being. um, Most of the time it's just selfish. It's like rubbing a lamp and trying to summon a genie who will grant you 3 wishes. This is what prayers are more like in most people. So we're showing a basic human, and since we took off all the flesh, we can apply almost any human to this because we're all, if you strip of all our tissue, are just skeletons. Obviously, we have spirits. I don't know how many of us have spirits and souls, but when it comes to pure physical structure, we are kind of down to foundation, just skeletons. So this is a human, any human, praying for material gain, most likely. And this is what it is a picture of. All right. So, and I'm isolating him. All right. So, and I think the point of this this artist's channel is to bring out, or maybe not to bring out, to point out, um, perhaps. I don't want to make any harsh opinions since I have not looked that deeply into it. To But what they're trying to do, she's trying to do, is to point out the the dark side of every human. So obviously, we all have our dark sides. We all have our skeletons in the closet. And uh, we all conveniently try to forget about it and sweep it under the rug and sell this idea of us being happy, carefree, uh, positive light beings online and hope that most people will buy into it, which I never buy into it. I don't know, ever since I was a young adult, I noticed phony positive people really struck a dissonant chord in me, and I could never tolerate um fakeness and like this sickly sweet, everything's great, life is beautiful, let's all just join hands. And um and the funny thing is that I've known some people that were like that. Oh, everything's great, and we all love everyone. And then she turned out to be like a attention hogging, cock tease, depressed, trying to kill herself while taking pills and drinking vodka and texting all her guy friends about it so they would come out and save her. And that's the extent of her optimism, and everything is wonderful in the world. And it's funny, I kind of called it, not play by play, but I just said that no one is that positive. And not that I don't want a world of positively oriented, positively charged people. I just don't want a world of phony positivity and phonily charged, positively charged people who pretend that everything's great while repressing their dark intention. I don't think that dark intention should be imposed on everybody else, but I think it's healthy to acknowledge that you have that dark side, um, to kind of meet it, um, not deny it, and to each dark side, there's a light side, right? You can't just have light without darkness. If you do, then you're fooling yourself. Like I said, you can't just repress darkness, it will come out one way or the other. So it looks like the point, one of the points of that channel is to point out the darkness in every human. And you even know those people that do charity just to say they do charity and be praised by others. When it comes to charity, I do agree with I think it's a biblical statement that it should be done in private. Let not the right hand know what the left one is doing. Although I've heard it being used in that context, I don't know if it really um, explains that concept. Um, but the point is that your charity is canceled out the moment you bring up public attention to it and expect uh, praise. That's the end of your charity there. There was obviously ulterior motive, and you were obviously being selfish. And there's your dark side, your selfishness, and your vanity for wanting that praise, for wanting those thumbs up and positive reinforcement. And that's a dark side. That's not pure charity, right? That's not light work. That's just satisfying your own selfish need for attention and public approval. So I like that subject in general. I like the subject of, I don't necessarily subscribe to all these dark sorcerers or demonologists, although a lot of them are interesting, intelligent people who have a lot of interesting things to say. Um, which a lot of which you can't even disagree necessarily with. Um, but uh, they also kind of miss the point because they dwell on that too much. See, to everything in life, there should be a balance, and we live in a very off balanced um, culture. All right, so contouring this, and so it's interesting. Yeah, you don't want to obviously go the some sort of fanatical asceticism realm of self-hating and self-beating in order to purify yourself. That's a little bit extreme, and it seems like you're falling for a trap. There also, obviously, you don't want to hate yourself, but you also don't want to be totally in love yourself and see yourself just as this angelic being that is here to spread love and repress that negativity in you, because it will seep through your facial features. You can sit there and smile all you want, but the mind is smarter than you are. The unconscious mind, it will show the world your true face through the eyes, through the smile, through the wrinkles and creases of the skin, through the body language. And unknowing to you, you will be giving yourself away. So it's healthy, I think, to understand the limits of your decency and the limits of your light and darkness. All right, it's just taking a little while to underline this guy. All right, so worship to money, worship to authority, worship of public approval, genuflecting in front of other people's opinions. That was pretty much reinforcing the thought I said before that. I don't think, do I need the platform? Yeah, we could use it. I can always erase it. All right, let's contour the platform too for now, and see where it brings us. All of this is still a work in progress. A lot to think about. Um, and I do find overly positive people um, I see the constipation in them. Their body gives them away. Um, they're repressing too many things. All right, I think I gotta do the inside here. Yeah. Most of all, yeah, I really dislike phony display of charity and righteousness, piety, just these like faux pious people really make me want to barf. I guess there's also the fact that there's this assumption that um, some of us are stupid enough to believe in their fakeness. Um, but they're right. I mean, most people do think Bill Gates is a philanthropist. This is like a one of the easiest cases to look at and to see just one look at the guy's face and one sound of his voice can tell you that this is an unstable, medicated, um, irrational psychopath, and who's unsure in his own intention, it seems like. Can't string words together very well, gets emotional, gets overwhelmed, like his voice is too shaky, and which is fine. It's not like it's a judgment. A lot of us have moments like that, but his face, especially when he talks about um, death and other people dying of all these ailments that has cursed us these last couple of years, with like that psychotic smile and a little giggle and uh, behind his face. And I mean, clearly, guy's messed up. All right, there's also in between a rib space, but let's see what we got here for now. Like I said, this is a work in process, and we're still, I'm still figuring it out. Um, yeah, I should probably do the ribs. Yeah, but I gotta contour them. All right, so I'll keep going with that. I mean, we're getting somewhere. And just in general, people that are trying to sell you this, oh, everything is just wonderful, everything is great. Life is just worth living. And just as long as you keep on buying and don't think about things like exploitation or anything like that of your resource, keep on praying to that Mamona. Here I am sitting on a world's most consumerist platform, sitting on my soapbox, saying all these things, secretly praying, oh, please, please, I hope lots of people buy products so I can get paid. Not so secretly anymore because I just said it. I've confessed, yes, but I'm also providing some sort of entertainment. At least it's useful in some way for someone. Um, yes, I'm making excuses for myself. I have to acknowledge and excuse things I do. But I would have been doing this anyways. That's another thing. I mean, if I weren't streaming this, I would still be doing it. So why not? Why not just kill two birds with one stone? It's not like I'm doing things I don't want to do. All right, and this is certainly, I do like a challenge, and I do like to sometimes, to a certain point, obviously, put myself in a situation of, I don't want to say disadvantage, but just, yeah, more of a challenge. and see if I can find my way out of it. Some people I noticed are like that. I don't know if it's a good thing. I don't know if it's a bad thing. Just some people share that. Um, all right. While I'm doing this, I'm still thinking. Obviously, this is somewhat rudimentary, or not rudimentary, but intermediate, childlike. So what? There's just a skeleton praying to the god of sacrifice and riches. I'm assuming it's kind of. I mean, that's the premise, but still thinking about making it a little bit more interesting than that. I should be saving this too. So many steps. I should clean up that face. Elisabetta, you're very talented, Elisabetta. Thank you. Although I wouldn't say I'm talented, I'd say I'm just getting better at a skill. But thank you. My husband, on the other hand, is very talented. He draws a lot of cool stuff. I'm just good at graphic editing programs, or decent, I'd say. There's still room for improvement, but I do appreciate your praise. See, there's a dark side of me. I don't need it. It's pleasant. I get it. I understand why vain people get hooked on it. But to me, it just seems like such a dead end to existence. Yeah, that's just me rambling on from what you said, Elizabeth. I don't even know. See, whatever you put in a comment, I'm gonna expand on it um, for my own entertainment. All right, so we're gonna clear out these bones, and I'm still going to do something here. Obviously, I'm gonna be merging it and blending it in. But I'm still thinking about adding something else. It's like missing. Mm. And in this, like, in this story, there's not a story yet. We just have characters, but we have not arranged them yet to make sense together in each other's context. And that's a good skill. That's a good, I like collages that tell a story where everything is merged and there's a setup and a punchline, or just a punchline, but setup is implied. 'Cause some people just collage and just for the point of slapping some stuff together. And they missed kind of understanding that collage is, in a way, it's a story, or it's an image that tells a story. It's a merger of things. And that's, I guess, what we're trying to do here. There's going to be some editing that I'm doing here before I start arranging. But it's looking better, cleaner, and I will be applying or blending it in better. For now, we're still doing cleanup. Technically, I'm being slightly, again, I don't want to use that word pedantic, but too particular, which in this case, graphic designer could just like, let's just put some Gaussian blur around it, maybe an outline, maybe a shadow and a glow, whatever, something that would take care of all these, let's say, dirty pixels, rough edged pixels. I'm like, yeah, we could do that, certainly. But there's something about me that's like, well, let's just be a little cleaner, even though it might be more time consuming and most likely not worth it. There's still a piece of me that I don't want to go against. Yeah, art is an interesting phenomenon. And a lot of it is rooted in deception for reasons of entertainment, and also profiting, which isn't the worst way to make a living if you are providing entertainment and it is good quality, balanced entertainment. But if it's something like the news, for example, which is also an art form, a lost art form, obviously, journalism. I mean, art is taken out of it as just a bastard child now, a mutant clone of art, and it is designed for entertainment in order to entrap you in a circle of, well, fear, but also consumerism again. And so it's benefiting. So it's art that is designed to be against you. That kind of art I'm not a fan of. And like I said, the art has been taken out of it now. It's just pure, really, it's just pure low class, low standard, lo-fi, low resolution. And I know these are, a lot of them are not synonyms, but close words in their meanings. But yeah, the news today, the television today is just an orphan of art. I don't know. It's not, well, yeah, there's no meaning in it. It's just done to turn a profit and to keep you terrified, hooked up to harness your attention. That kind of art I don't like. It's manipulative. I don't like manipulative art. I like the kind of art like, here, check it out. Here's the art. You like it, hang out. You don't like it, go away. I'm not going to be fishing um, for anybody's approval. I'm not going to try to appease um, every wish just because the audience seems to have a false understanding of, or like living under the illusion that they are a master over the artist. And a lot of artists or so called artists have put themselves in that position where they turned out to be now just a jester, a clown, a punching bag for the audience, and certainly wouldn't want to be in that position. Um, let's even this out a tiny bit. And we can make this bigger. Clean up, clean up. I don't know, like some people can't handle tedious tasks. I think men more than women, and women just love. Yeah, that's why there's a reason why things like. All right, and I think I'm gonna take a break now, and then I'll come back to this and maybe finish it on my own. But I figured I'd stream some of it, so it would be interesting for you guys to see the process of how covers are done. Obviously, this is still work in progress. So thanks so much for coming in, hanging out, chatting, and supporting DIY white bread art. You guys can find us on Instagram. There's like over 400 posts, and everything is art, 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 art. So if you want to be spammed by art, by all means, subscribe, and have a good Labor Day. I think I will be back on Labor Day doing our own art. So on that, take it easy, stay hassle-free, and no soliciting. See you soon. Bye-bye.